Alright, I haven't done a video in a while since I was going to print some decals this morning. Thought I'd do a quick run through because I'm using the Alps printer, and I know a lot of people have heard of an Alps printer, but a lot of people have asked me about it, or they like to have never seen it or seen one work, or so I thought this would be a good opportunity since I'm just doing a couple simple decals. I could run through quick the basics of how it's done. In this case, I didn't put a lot of work into it. As far as the decal, I'm gonna, on the side of the Cranky truck, on the doors, I wanted to put that decal, or that design that Dr. Cranky has on his t-shirt with the rat, and then like in a black circle. I thought that would just look really cool on there. I don't know if Dr. Cranky has that decal available or whatever, but anyway, I would need it in a certain size, so I borrowed an image of the t-shirt off of Dr. Cranky's website. This is strictly for a couple decals for myself, so I don't think Dr. Cranky would mind. And basically what I'm going to try to do is come up with this. This is sort of a test run I did. I got it to size and everything where it'll fit on the door. I'll just go through quick on how it's done on the Alps printer, because you need white. If I tried it on any other printer, his teeth and lettering and all would be yellow, because it would be transparent. You need that white underneath there to do that. So I'm going to show how that's done. So I got the image ready. Actually had to make two images. I've got to make one of the white and then one of the actual just decal itself that goes on top of the white. And for the Alps, you have to have some color. I mean, I couldn't just draw white circles because then it wouldn't see anything. It wouldn't know that to print anything. So with the Alps printer, you have to kind of trick it. And I printed black circles, or I drew black circles, but I'm going to tell the printer to print white. So that's how that works. So that'll be the first layer, and I'll go ahead and print that. You got to go into the properties on these things. I'm going to use a spot color, and I'm going to use a single ink, and I'm going to use white. So I'm telling it to print white only. And then I got to go in here and tell it to overlay, which means it's not going to spit out the paper. It's going to keep the paper in the printer in register, so when I go to the next print, it's going to print exactly on top of it. I've got a piece of scrap decal paper in there, but it's got enough room on it to put this on there. So see if I can. Sorry for the jostling there, but that's the small Alps printer, the 1000. I have the 5000, but the only difference is the 5000 holds more cartridges and it can do foils. This one can do metallics and white and all that, of course, but that's really the big difference. So first thing I need to do is put the white cartridge in. It holds 4 cartridges. I'm going to take this black one out for now. Put in the white cartridge. Hope y'all are seeing that. There's the white cartridge. It's going to go in there and take the cartridges and check them and see what they are, so it knows what's what. You can put them in any order. Okay, it knows what's in there. And then I'm going to tell it to print, and it should print 4 white circles and keep but yet keep the sheet locked in. Okay, so we've got white circles on the paper. Can't see it right now. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this file, and these are just PDF files. You just put each layer on a PDF file, and then I'm going to pull up the actual artwork. Now I could have separated every color into a separate layer and printed each layer, but that's not really necessary for this one. So now I'm going to tell it to print this. This is just the t-shirt image, but I put a yellow circle around it, and I kind of tried to match the color of the model. So I can cut on that yellow circle, and it'll look pretty clean, hopefully, by, when I leave a little yellow kind of jaggedness on it. It's not too many easy ways to cut a circle on a decal. Perfect. So I'm going to pull that up. I'm going to tell it just to use regular color mode. I'm not going to ask it to overlay. I want it to spit the sheet out. And before I do that, I've got to put the black cartridge back in. So I'm taking the white one out, putting the black in. And if I tried to print without doing that, it would have stopped and said put the black cartridge in. So it's pretty, foolproof. Just printing the color on top of the white now. It makes a lot of noise. It takes a little time. It's actually putting down the ink, or it's actually not an ink, it's like a wax-based dye, and it actually heats it and melts it onto the decal paper. Okay, and if all goes well, it's complete and everything's in register and not too fuzzy looking, because these are not high resolution images. Alright, and there we go. Now one of them kind of got overlaid on a previous experiment, but that's okay, I only need two. I printed a couple extra just to make sure it's in case I screw one up and practice cutting one out and all that. Now there's one more step. Okay, the last step in creating the decals is something I always do and is always done for customers and everybody else is I'll put a coating of liquid decal film over the decal. The reason for that is they're easily scratched, easily damaged. They are super thin. The beauty of this decal film, whichever brand, it doesn't matter. I've got some Badger and I've got another brand somewhere. But this stuff is super thin. And it looks like it's going to go on thick here when you see this. Or hopefully you'll see it in the light maybe. I'm going to put a little out there, just pour it out. And then brush it across. But this stuff dries so thin, so imperceivable that you can't tell it's on there. I mean, you can literally not tell that it has anything on it. They're still super thin. This stuff dries to nothing. But it prepares the decal. It makes them a little more resilient, in my opinion. And they work with setting solutions a little bit better. See, it's already drying pretty quick. You can see the little streaks from where it's drying. But that stuff dries so thin you can't tell it's on there. But it makes a big difference, in my opinion, in positioning the decal. It's so easily damaged if it's raw. But a lot of people use them that way. And if you're really careful, you can get by no problem without it, but I don't see the point because this stuff goes on so thin you can't even tell it's on there. But anyway, that's doing the Alps decals, and then what I'll do is I'll get some small scissors and I will cut out along that yellow line, and hopefully any little bit of yellow that I leave, that's a pretty small thin line actually. I could have made it a little thicker, but anything that might be left is just going to kind of blend in with the color of the truck. I kind of eyeballed a color and it matches pretty darn close because I've already, did a test run of with a decal, just a raw quickie. And that's printing an Alps decal. And just thought I'd throw a video up. Haven't done one in a while. Been very busy. Been working a lot of hours. Been working late. My days have just been ate up with so many other things. And I'll see y'all here shortly. Bye.